Dear viewers, welcome to this YouTube channel. In this chapter, there will be an explanation on the meanings of the planets for Mercury as follows. Mercury 4 has the primary meanings of thoroughness, delicacy, deep thinking, inner trait, communication, external trait, literature, diplomacy and public relations. In concrete terms, they are information and publication. 1. Mercury 4 is Tanu-Sed. Mercury 4 is Tanu-Sed implies that the native is thorough and prefers usage of information. The most remarkable one. It is an inner trait. 2. Mercury 4 is Tanu-Lak. Tanu-Lak, or the inner house ruling planet in Tanu. The native is thorough, delicate, sophisticated, prefers information and literature. No matter what dignity the planet has and what house it is in, the native still possesses these traits since they are his innate character. If it is in Karma Bhava, it implies that the native will be obsessed with work. But if there is no work and Mars 3 is not ascendant related, the native is lazy. Most importantly, do not forget that when Tanu-Lak conjoins with other planets, the behaviors will be affected according to the meanings and dignities of the planets, no matter how many they are. For instance, Mercury 4 is Tanu-Lak and conjoins with debilitation dignified Mars 3 and detriment dignified Saturn 7 in a non-ascendant related house. The native will be generally diligent but will have scattered thoughts. Therefore, nothing will be done properly. If Tanu-Lak does not conjoin with them, the native will be lazy and will not think at all. If Tanu-Lak conjoins with Jupiter 5 and does not relate to the ascendant, the native will be virtuous, soft-hearted, sympathetic and likes to please the seniors. Even though the native is constantly given new assignments, they will not feel grateful towards the native. Jupiter 5 is inauspicious and therefore not helpful. Mercury 4 is positive or neutral and relates to the ascendant. In case it conjoins with the ascendant, it is very obvious that the native is talkative, chatty and can talk non-stop with a lot of details. External characteristics. Moreover, the native will be a thorough, delicate and sophisticated person. Inner characteristics: she is detail-oriented, likes literature and talking to people. These traits will be demonstrated. If the planet is neutral, these traits will be adequate. If it conjoins with the ascendant and has domicile dignity as Tanu-Lak and or Tanu-Sed, they have to be included too. If the planet is exaltation dignified, the native is thorough and communicative, etc., with a constantly high standard. Mahachakra implies that the native is also thorough and communicative, etc., but not to the same extent in general. However, under certain circumstances, the native can become a very thorough and communicative person. Raja Yoga suggests that these traits will depend on the native's sentiment. The degree percentage will be according to the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile and trine. Mercury 4 plus Venus 6 suggests good speech and rhetoric, but these traits may be demonstrated either through writing, speaking, or even both. Some native has powerful Mars 3 and powerful Saturn 7 with unrelated Jupiter 5. This may lead to lack of consideration, rough speech, and being too straightforward. Although there will be something that the native can perform well. For example, poetry, art, singing, etc. As a positive planet that relates to the ascendant, it is considered auspicious in terms of thoroughness, information usage, speech, popularity, and praises. Therefore, it is appropriate to pursue relevant careers since they will become successful. Mercury, 4, is positive or neutral and is unrelated to the ascendant. In case it is not related to the ascendant, it implies that the native does not speak much. Because it is the external factors that is not related to the ascendant, it will not be distinguished no matter what dignity the planet has. Although on the inside this trait still exists according to the meanings and dignity of the planet as it represents inner trait. When the native has an opportunity to speak, she will do it really well according to the dignity and meanings of the planet. Mercury is neutral and is in Karma Bhava based on observation implies that the native usually speaks normally but without considering details, appropriate timing. Moreover, the native has a tendency to give a confusing speech. Moreover, she does neither like information nor reading books. Mercury is exaltation dignified and is in Vinashana Bhava will instead imply that she does not speak much. Though when given an opportunity the native will be able to speak very well with a lot of information. Therefore, non-ascendant related planets are harder to understand than ascendant related planets. In addition, the related planets have to be taken into account. For instance, Mercury, 4, is positive and is in Vinashana Bhava. Normally, the native does not speak much but she can speak well when given the opportunity. Furthermore, if Jupiter, 5, that represents mindfulness is in Mana, Ari or Vinashana 2, it implies that the native will lack control over her speech. Therefore, it could lead to damaged relations. As a non-ascendant related planet, it is considered inauspicious. Even though it is a positive planet, it is not very beneficial since positive traits are not observable for the peers and will not lead to popularity. The relevant careers can be invested in, but they will not be as successful as they should be. **** There is an example of several natives that are born under Virgo house. They have Mercury, 4, as Tanu-Lak that becomes pre-exaltation, Mahachakra, and Raja Yoga in Vinashana Bhava. Leo house. These natives are not talkative, but when given the opportunity they can speak well. Normally they are not thorough, but when they are interested in something they can perform reliable researches on it. Normally they do not pay much attention to studying, but when they do, they can perform really well. They can even finish the educations earlier than expected. Mercury, 4, is negative and relates to the ascendant. It implies that the native may be talkative, quiet, idle, or inappropriate speaker. On the other hand, she may be too thorough or too delicate. These traits are observable from the outside. The degree percentage depends on the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile or trine. Mercury, 4, is negative but relates to the ascendant is still considered beneficial. Even though the native is too fussy, she is still detail-oriented and has a potential to achieve the highest degree in education. Some of them may even become a C. Wright Award winner, etc. If it is not ascendant-related, this may not be possible. As an ascendant-related planet, but with a negative dignity, it is considered inauspicious. Auspiciousness is a neutral word. When it is positive, it is called auspicious. When it is negative, it is called inauspicious. A negative planet that encourages demonstration of negative behaviors will not lead to popularity amongst the peers. Though the native could be a C. Wright Award winner, but may not be well known. The popularity has to be analyzed and interpreted. Mercury, 4, is negative and unrelated to the ascendant. If it is not ascendant-related, the native will not talk much in general. Moreover, the native may not be thorough, delicate, and may lack of deep thoughts, literature knowledge. Therefore, the native is usually not good at studying. These traits do not exist even as inner talents. As a non-ascendant-related planet, it is considered inauspicious and negative. Furthermore, it does not encourage demonstration of behaviors and therefore will not lead to popularity amongst the peers. It is not recommended to pursue related careers since they will not be successful. 3. Mercury, 4, as external factors. External factors are public speaker, diplomat, green color, and quicksilver. The person that these things are auspicious for is the same as in the cases of the Sun, 1, that was mentioned earlier. For Mercury, 4, with its pair can enhance, suppress another planet's influence. Even though Mercury, 4, has primary meanings of thoroughness, deep thinking, speaking, literature and diplomacy, it still plays an important role in affecting other planets' influence. For instance, when it conjoins with friendly pair the Moon, 2, both of them will be enhanced. As a result, the speech will become more appealing to hear. The mannerism will also become better. When it conjoins with elemental pair Venus, 6, they will get along well and therefore will encourage improved rhetoric. If Mercury, 4, is related to the ascendant, it will suppress the roughness of Mars, 3, considerably. Therefore, the native will become thorough and mindful, and life could then be changed by them. 5. Mercury, 4, has influence over the horoscope's strength. Bhava or house will become strong or weak depending on the dignity of the planet. It doesn't matter if it is a large or small planet. If Tanu-Bhava has Mercury, 4, that is positive and conjoins with the ascendant, or is Tanu-Lak, the native will have a strong horoscope according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, life will become successful in an easy way. When the horoscope is weak, it would still be alright. In case Kadampa Bhava, the financial house has Mercury, 4, that is positive as an outer house planet or as the ruling house, the native will be wealthy according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, the fate of the native may differ depending on the dignity of Mercury, 4. Although Mercury, 4, is considered neither beneficial nor harmful in itself, the dignity of it and the relations to others will greatly affect the outcome. The bhavas too may also affect the outcome. Asterisk concerning speech, Mercury, 4, if relates to the ascendant will imply that the native will be chatty. If it is positive, it implies good speech, while being negative implies idle and inappropriate speech. Moreover, negative Mercury also implies that the native is too fussy and picky. It will be very obvious in case Mercury conjoins with the ascendant. On the other hand, ascendant unrelated Mercury will imply that the native is not talkative no matter how positive the planet is. The more negative the planet is, the more quiet the native becomes. Please stay tuned for the upcoming episodes.